Welcome into another edition of the Leadership Library, hosted by CEO and author Rocky Romanella. Rocky is the author of the book Tighten the Lug Nuts, The Principles of Balanced Leadership, and has over 40 years of business experience as a prominent member of the UPS Supply Chain Solutions team, as well as the CEO of Unitech Global Services. So sit back, grab your notebook, and take a seat, and get ready for this edition of the Leadership Library.
Welcome to the Leadership Library. I'm your host, Rocky Romanella. Today, I'd like to share with you a special moment, and that special moment for me was my significant lesson or aha moment from a lesson. Now, I think sometimes we think that the lessons we learn in our professional lives or our adult lives have to be something that we learned either on a library shelf or a bookshelf or from someone of a grandiose stature. I think some of the best lessons we learn are from the people we engage with and we encounter with members of our own family, friends, or we're just willing to listen and just take it in if somebody is telling us a story or telling us something that becomes that significant lesson. So here's my significant lesson. Of course, when you go to church on Sunday, the handshake of peace is a big thing, right? You try to avoid it, and I guess COVID's helped a little bit with that. But I will tell you, it is a way to meet people at church. And so Debbie and I are at church, and we meet this couple. And, of course, we become friends and get to know them after church because in church you sit in the same pew as if you own that pew, even though it's not yours. But if someone's in your pew on that day, you go on, hey, that's mine. What are you doing there? So we go out to dinner one night, and the woman says to Debbie, hey, by the way, who's your favorite child? And I sit back, and I'm thinking, well, I want to hear how Debbie answers this one. So Debbie says, well, I don't have a favorite. They're all my favorite. And so the woman says, no, come on. One of them has to be your favorite. It's got to be either Jean Marie or Nicole, Rocky. Oh, Andrew, he's the youngest. He's got to be your favorite. Debbie says, no, they're all my favorite. And the woman says, well, how could that be? And then Debbie's answer becomes my significant lesson in my adult life. Her answer is, and it's a classic Debbie answer, so thoughtful. She said, well, because each of them gets what they need when they need it. And I thought to myself, wow, that's unbelievable. That is really thoughtful. That is really powerful. Each of them gets what they need when they need it. So they all think they're that special child. They think they're the favorite. And I thought about that. And then from that moment on, that's how I managed throughout the rest of my career, that everyone in my care got what they needed when they needed it. So, for example, if I had a seasoned CFO, he or she didn't need me to overmanage them, didn't need me to question them. They just needed me to support them and let them fly. And even though I didn't spend a lot of time with them, they didn't think they weren't the favorite. In fact, they thought they were because I gave them the authority that went with their responsibility. If I had a new sales manager and he or she needed me to go close a deal with them or spend more time with them, they thought they were the favorite because I was getting in a car, I was helping them close the deal, they had my undivided attention. And so from that moment forward, I realized that the important thing to do is make sure that everyone in your care got what they needed when they needed it, and then therefore they were all the favorite. And so that was my significant lesson. And it didn't come from a book. It didn't come from a Harvard Business Review. It didn't come from a case study. It came from a genuine, thoughtful person, in this case, my wife, and my willingness to listen and think through the things that she said. So there's many lessons out there, and they don't always come from the obvious place. So I hope you enjoyed today's Leadership Library podcast episode. Until we meet again, be safe and out there today. And I hope between now and the next time we talk, you have your significant lesson from that special person.